Hey, you all, and good morning. We have spent the night here in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and it is day 9 of our Lincoln Highway road trip. And today, you came into Wyoming last night. We're going to continue through the state of Wyoming, and we'll just see how far we can get tonight. We're just going to keep driving westward. We're going to be on the Lincoln Highway, and hopefully we can find some interesting things. We are headed through some very rural, very unpopulated areas, so we'll just see what we stumble on. So please, follow me. Heading out into the wide open plains of Wyoming. Here in the outskirts of Cheyenne, Wyoming, we have the old dome from the old Wyoming State Capitol building. Now this is the 1917 State Capitol dome that would sit on the tippy top of the State Capitol building. But when they decided to replace it, they just took the old dome and stuck it out here. This is, I guess, unofficially known as the Dome on the Range. And here behind the dome, we have this old granite schoolhouse. So we could actually peek inside the schoolhouse. The door is actually open. According to this sign, we are 225 miles from somewhere. So, there's a helmet there. It says, okay, historic school needs $1.5 million grant. So I guess there's work going into restoring. Oh my gosh, I literally just had a heart attack seeing that figure there. Okay, so now that I'm calmed down a minute, I turned the corner, I saw that guy standing there. I thought he was a real person. So wow, yeah, we have the old schoolhouse in here. This is the 1892 Granite School. So we miss you, Dan Corbin. I'm not sure who Dan Corbin is. A couch here. It's got a very Wyoming blanket with the horses on it. You can see all the little school desks here. The kids have been writing in chalk here. It says The Unknown. It says Class of the Unknown. I'm not sure what that means. This kid's been looking at pictures of George Washington. Says, notice, people who take and break things here wish they hadn't. I mean, you definitely shouldn't take or break things. You know, it's better to leave these things for everyone to enjoy than to destroy it. Senseless destruction. It's meaningless and pointless. But I don't know, I wonder if that's a sign of some sort of curse that will befall you if you mess with things here. And there's this piano. Let's see if it works. And we can take a look at this terrifying teacher here. It actually looks like he is some sort of butcher. Got a meat cleaver there as he teaches his class. Where did this come from? Who is he? Where did he come from? He's got his books there. Someone left an apple. Is that a, okay, that's not a real apple here in the Class of the Unknown. Yeah, that's a heck of a teacher there. Oh, we've got the American flag flying over the class for the kids to do their Pledge of Allegiance. And a lot of people have scrabbled and scribbled on this chalkboard here. Looks like we've got an authentic two-seat outhouse here as well. Oh yeah. Oh, this is more than 2 seats. You've got a big hole there. Got a smaller hole there next to you. I guess maybe if you're taking a poop, your small child could sit there next to you and defecate as well. Okay, this is hilarious. It says, please do not use the facilities unless absolutely needed. So they could have just said, do not use the facilities, but they said, don't use them unless you really, really got to. And if you do, leave a nickel in the cup for a service fee. So yeah, if you've got to use the outhouse there, if you got to use that hole, you leave a nickel here in this water jug. Stopped off here in Buford, Wyoming, the nation's smallest town. It is also the highest town between New York and San Francisco, meaning this is the highest point that we're going to be at on this entire journey. Now, unfortunately, the sign for Buford has actually fallen down. The sign here says Buford population 1 has sadly come out of the ground and fallen where it can no longer be seen. Yes, this gas station here was the only business in Buford. Of course, Buford famously had a population of 1, but then the gas station closed down and the 1 person moved out of Buford, bringing the population down to 0. But looks like the gas station is back open. So I don't know that the sign was knocked over, so we don't know the current population of the town of Buford. Now the sign outside was knocked down, but you can see on these t-shirts they do sell Buford population 1 t-shirts. Alright, so we should fuel up while we're here in Buford. Got $4.44 a gallon. Again, that is not the highest I've seen, so not that big of a deal, all things considered. There we go. Got it for under $60. And here in the median of Buford, Wyoming, we have a famous Wyoming landmark. Here we have the tree in the rock. You can see there is a pine tree coming out of the rock there, seemingly bursting from pure rock up into the air. And this has been a tourist attraction for a long time. Back in the 1800s, before the Lincoln Highway, when there was just a railroad here, apparently the train would actually stop by here so people could see the tree in the rock, and then would later become a Lincoln Highway tourist attraction when the road was built right next to the rock here. Got some wild antelope out here. How are you antelopes doing? Hey little antelopes. You guys having a good day out here on the range? Now out here, way off the main drag, there's a fairly unusual and striking monument here. This pyramid right here, this is the Ames Pyramid. This was built as a monument to the Ames Brothers, who I had no idea who the Ames Brothers were, but apparently they were, one of the brothers was a railroad baron, the other brother a congressman, and they made a lot of money working together, and apparently they were honored by the Union Pacific Railroad for their work in constructing the railroads, although apparently they were involved in a fair amount of scandal as well. And originally this was supposed to be their tomb. They were supposed to be buried here inside the pyramid, but that never came to pass. Very odd how these somewhat obscure historical figures have been idolizing this monument. These big faces stand out here on the plains when hardly anyone remembers who they are. Kind of like the the Egyptian statues. And much like the Sphinx, someone has shot his nose off. And overlooking the highway here, we have a grand monument of Abraham Lincoln himself overlooking the highway. This particular monument was built in 1959 to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 150th birthday. So fitting to have him out here overlooking the Lincoln Highway.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you would look nice in my picture, but I couldn't.
In addition to the massive Lincoln statue, we also have a monument to Henry B. Joy. He was the first president of the Lincoln Highway Association. It says here he realized the dream of a continuous improved highway from Atlantic to Pacific. And his dream has come true. And here's a monument to the man, completely encircled by Lincoln Highway markers. It says up there at the top that there should be a Lincoln Highway across this country is the important thing. And the giant Lincoln is actually conveniently located at this rest stop. And always a good reminder, do not leave your children and your dogs in the car to be baked alive. It's a little indoor viewing area where you can actually enjoy a view of the highway there and get a different angle of the giant Lincoln as he peers downward. We stopped in Rollins, Wyoming to see this. This is the old Wyoming Frontier Prison. This operated as their prison from 1901 to 1981, so 80 years this was the prison here in Wyoming. It's a very ominous look to it. See the ramparts up there at the top. So we walk in the front door. Luckily, they left it unlocked. Always love these pin maps, show all the different locations that people have traveled from to see the attraction. You can see up here, there's a noose clock, which will clock within the choking part of the noose. You can see the old prison uniform there. And there we have the shank collection. This is contraband left behind. There's a knife hidden in a cell. Look how big that was. Well, there's a drug pipe and some other various items used for stabbing. Okay, so a prisoner made those. These are like Halloween masks, or?
Yeah, just as an arts and crafts project found it.
And you said made out of eggshells and what else?
Eggshells, egg cartons, and just trash in general.
Oh, really cool. You can see the antelope head there. There's some items in here. There's a ball from a ball and chain. These are masks we put on executed prisoners, and look at this. These are pieces of ropes used during executions. You have the individual right there, the date of execution. It says Yi Gao was hung March 11th, 1921, and there's a chunk of his rope. It's quite a morbid memento. There's some artwork made by prisoners. You can see there's a little zebra there, a little prison number, a mirror behind him. You can see the little zebra there. He's hiding a shank behind his back. There's a picture of this prison in a frame made out of cigarette packages. Various items removed from cells. Again, more shanks. Prisoners, more than anything, prisoners love stabbing one another. Some soap, toothpaste there, Gleam toothpaste. Here's plastic prison money used by inmates. I guess it's safer than having coins because I guess they could, you know, they could throw it at you. This is all contraband found in one cell, September 22nd, 1970. It's a collection of razor blades, a knife, what's this, pills, just all sorts of things that be used to do nefarious things in prison. I don't know, there's a collection of match heads. I don't know what you would use match heads for, but probably something nefarious. Box full of barbed wire, razor wire, all clumped together. We have an old sink and toilet used in the prison. Here's a movie that was actually filmed here. A movie simply called Prison. Filmed in 1987. Never heard of this movie. Here's the prison license plate display area. Of course, license plate is famously made in prisons. You can see, I think this is like a sheet of uncut license plates before they'd be cut and stamped by the prisoners. And you can just never get enough shanks. Look at all these shanks. It's like once you get in prison, the number one thing you think of is how do I make pointy objects that I can stab people with? Just look at all these objects. Some drug paraphernalia down here, various drugs confiscated from prisoners. Some homemade tattoo guns back there. Oh, you can see there's walnuts. There's money hidden in that walnut. Who thinks of hiding money in a walnut? A squirrel? Uh-oh, setting up the gallows here.
Alrighty guys, my name is Abby. I will be your tour guide today and welcome to prison. They will then place a counterweight on the opposite end of the bucket, and that was attached to the plank holding up the platform. And when the man was ready, he would step onto the platform. That was pushed on a lever, releasing the water from the bucket. Once the counterweight was heavier than the bucket, he would slip off, pull the plank out from underneath the man, letting him fall to his death.
Oh! There you go.
That's how that would work. The guard here would come over and open up this window. He would pass through any weapons or ammunition that he had. Yep, that was called the punishment pole. If an inmate misbehaved, they would bring him in here, handcuff him to the pole, and whip him with rubber hoses.
That's the visitation room in here. Oh, there's the inmate there. He's wearing a mask for safety. Oh, look at this right here. All the cells.
And when we pull it down, all of the cells are unlocked. If you guys would like to go in and take a look, go right ahead.
Okay, we can peek in to one of these cells. It's a cozy little cot right there. Place to read and edit videos. And then there's the toilet and sink. I don't know if I like a circle toilet. I've never used a circle toilet before.
But if you take a look on this wall in this cell, you'll see this inmate did leave us a self-portrait.
Oh wow, look at that.
They are 10 foot by 12 foot.
Oh, look at this.
And they were originally given to 3-minute ones.
There's a barber chair in there.
Guys would typically end up picking on the smaller guy. So they gave them to 2-minute ones, and they were typically trustees. And they turned that first one down there into a barber shop, and this last one into a radio room.
Okay, so this is the radio station of the prison.
If you look over at this wall, you'll see there are happy faces and sad faces. And we believe that that was kind of his message to us, that some days in prison you have a good day and some days you have a bad day. You can also see that the toilets and the sinks are made out of porcelain, and there's glass covering the light bulb in the back of this.
There are nicer cells in here.
Well, they didn't think that through. Any guess as to what all the little white dots on the walls are?
Toothpaste.
Toothpaste. You know what they did with toothpaste?
They use it as put stuff on the walls.
Yep, so toothpaste was used as a sticky tack of sorts to hold up any pictures, newspaper clippings, or letters from his family. So as you can see, the man in this cell had quite a few.
These are all dabs of toothpaste used to hang up pictures.
The main reason for that is because if you guys want to pick up this tray on your way by, you'll see that's pretty heavy, can be used as a pretty good weapon, and you never know what you can do with a metal cup or spoon.
So, yeah, you could really crack someone with that. The dining area here. You can see the guard cage up there. There's also been some paintings done, murals on the walls. You can see these hand-painted murals here in the cafeteria, painted by an inmate. Now she's saying that this prisoner actually cut through the bar here and would sneak out and steal from the commissary. And you look back there and see all the commissary items, all the cigarettes and toilet paper he would steal.
We did have 4 different factories during our 80 years here. Our first factory being a broom factory.
Rec yard?
Oh, it's the exercise yard here. Oh.
Alright. So this is the bottom of the gallows. Oh, looks like someone's gonna blow.
Oh, these are the gallows that she was demonstrating earlier. They were demonstrating earlier with the model of these wood planks would be knocked out from underneath and the body would drop down there, hanging from the noose.
Gallows, right there is where the trapdoor used to be. It is cemented over now, so it's completely safe to step on. But if anyone would like to jump on it for good luck, go right ahead.
It's the gas chamber. That's crazy. People have been executed in that very chair. Oh my gosh.
Is they would take the man in there, strap his arms, his legs, and his chest. They would place a stethoscope on either side of his neck, and you'll see there's a small hole at the back of the chamber. That's where the stethoscope would go through, and it would split on the other end so both of the doctors that were back there could listen to his heartbeat. After they got him all situated, they'd close the door, and they would come over here and pull this lever. That would drop a cyanide tablet into the sulfuric acid that was under the chair, and that would create what was called hydrocyanic acid gas. They would ask the man to take a deep breath in. It would take 15 to 30 seconds for him to pass out, and anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes for him to pass away. After both doctors could no longer hear a heartbeat, the man would be declared dead. They would drop ammonia into these canisters right here. That would neutralize the gas. They let it sit for a little bit, and they would open up these pipes down here to bring in fresh air. And they would pull this pipe over right here to release the gas into the Wyoming wind. So any questions on how any of that worked?
Wow, that is crazy. Oh, look at this cool antelope skeleton here. And here's where they keep their Halloween decorations. Look at all those coffins over there. And even in a prison, you exit through the gift shop. Have some crafts here made out of license plates. Some prison crafts. Is that like a cup that you would drink out of? Oh, and look at this little Mardi Gras jackalope right here. Ichiban Japanese Steakhouse, and their mascot is this giant fiberglass sumo wrestler. Looks like he's in position to pounce. Here at the Kanoko gas station, we have a very rare two-headed Cadillac. You can see the front there, but as we walk along, we see there is a second front. So you peek in the windows, you can see there's a steering wheel on this side and a steering wheel right there as well. It makes you wonder what exactly happens if there was two drivers both trying to drive in opposite directions, if it would tear the car in half or it would just sit there and spin its wheels. But I guess what I've heard though is that double-sided cars can be useful if you're dealing with very narrow streets. That way you never have to turn around. If you want to go the other way, you just get out and go to the other side and get into the other driver's seat. Now on this road trip, I've been sampling some local fast food establishments. I wanted to check out Taco Time. So looking at the menu at Taco Time, it does appear very similar to Taco John's, I guess, in that it is burritos, tacos, and tater tots. I got the Big Juan burrito. So I got a burrito there. I forgot what's inside of it. Let's find out. Oh, that is so good. We got beef, tomatoes, sour cream, pico de gallo. Oh, that is really tasty. And some rice in there as well. But beef and pico together, almost getting some slight Mexi melt vibes. That is really good. Some beans in there as well. Good burrito there. I have something called stuffed fries. It looks like these tater tots here. I don't know what they're stuffed with. A little cup of ranch dressing here. Let's dunk the stuffed fry in the ranch dressing. It's good. It's a little tater tot stuffed with cheese and onions, green onions. That is very tasty. Man, I don't know. I haven't really eaten much today, so I was very, very hungry arriving here, but man, Taco Time is really hitting the spot. We've stopped off in Little America. This is a gas station and hotel oasis here in Wyoming. Here in front of the hotel, you can see they have a penguin on the roof. The penguin was the mascot of the Little America Hotel, so much so that they actually had a real penguin shipped from Antarctica to here to be the mascot of the hotel. Unfortunately, the penguin didn't make it. He passed away in transit, but he was taxidermied, and now he lives out his taxidermied life here in the hotel lobby of the Little America Hotel. This is Beauregard the penguin. And it is time to say goodbye to Wyoming and say hello to the great state of Utah. stopped here outside of Salt Lake City, where tonight we'll be staying at the Motel 6. Looks like we'll be staying up here on the 2nd floor. I think it has been some time since I've stayed in a Motel 6, so let's see what our night's gonna look like. Oh, it's okay. It's pretty simple. It's got a nice, clean hardwood floor. Got a little table there. Yeah, everything looks just fine. Hello there. Oh look, we even got a really cool shower. It's like a tube that you stand in. Thank you for joining me as we continue our journey on the Lincoln Highway. It's been long, but we still have more to go as we continue to San Francisco, this coast to coast trip. It's been a whirlwind here. I've barely had time to let my brain catch up with what I'm doing, but it's been a lot of fun. And thank you guys for following along with me. We'll continue tomorrow. Again, I'll be uploading videos every morning until the Lincoln Highway trip is finished, and then I'll continue to upload videos regularly. I'm gonna film some videos out on the West Coast that hopefully will be a lot of fun. If you guys like this channel, please subscribe and let you know when new videos are out. If you want to help support the channel, consider contributing to Patreon. $3 or more will get you a postcard once a month from me to you. And also selling the 5 different enamel pins in the Etsy shop. All that information is in the description, and all that helps keep this train on the track, this boat in the water, and this dirigible in the air. Until next time, my friends, this one's in the bed.